79, the A320 going to Phoenix, Arizona.
Hey, 081 Heavy on Kilo, hold charge Alpha.
Who's a Kilo Thai? Who is that?
Hey, 081 Heavy.
Tam 8081 Heavy, left on Alpha, short of Echo. 808 Bravo Lima, you didn't follow it? 808 Bravo Lima?
808 Bravo Lima, you told us to follow the Embraer.
You follow the Embraer? JetBlue 1069?
Hello and welcome to MzeroA Video Podcast, Cross Country Deviations on the Fly. I'm your host, Jason Shappert. Today, we'll be flying across country from Tallahassee Regional Airport to Valdosta, Georgia, with a deviation somewhere in between. Your ability as a pilot to conduct deviations will not only make you a safer and more efficient pilot, it'll also greatly increase your chances of passing your private or commercial check ride, as a deviation is a current PTS requirement. I'm going to teach you my tips and techniques to be as efficient as you can in the cockpit when it comes to cross-country deviations. The weather in Tallahassee is clear and 10. After following our flight plan, we learned that the winds aloft at our altitude are 360 at 20. Now, using our E6B, or in our case a CR5, we plot our true course of 068 and our winds of 360 at 20. We figure out we'll have a ground speed of 81 knots and a wind correction angle of -12. This gives us a heading of 56 degrees. After inputting our magnetic variation of 4 degrees west, we add 4 to that 56 and come out with a course heading of 060. So, traveling at 81 knots for 60 nautical miles, we should arrive in about 44 minutes or around 0.7 on the Hobbs meter. A good cross-country deviation always starts on the ground with something I like to call a wind card. All it is a perfect circle drawn out to resemble a compass rose. You can draw it on your flight plan form, on a piece of paper, on your kneeboard, wherever it is easily accessible to you in the cockpit. I usually like to space out my cardinal directions in about 30 degrees, so 030 to 060 to 090 and so on and so forth. This gives you the ability now to write your ground speed above that particular heading. And what we mean by that is, if I'm flying 360, what would my ground speed be? If I'm flying 030, what would my ground speed be? And you're going to do this for the entire compass rose. Now you can see when you're up in the air and you pick out your heading, you're going to instantly know just about what your ground speed is. Now that we've prepared ourselves on the ground, it's time to stay prepared in the air. By this I mean always knowing where you're at on the sectional chart. I frequently ask my students, can you place your finger on where we're at? And most of the times it'll take them a little while, but they usually catch on awfully quick that I want them to always know our location on that sectional chart. You can do this through our two techniques of navigation: pilotage and dead reckoning. Now, pilotage and dead reckoning are easy to get confused. Dead reckoning is the use of navigational equipment. The VORs are the perfect example. While pilotage is looking outside and saying, yep, that's Keystone Airport out there to my left. Use pilotage and dead reckoning while flying to help determine where you're at on that sectional chart. Now it's time to put what we just learned to use. We've prepared our wind card and we know that we're over Monticello on the sectional chart. Monticello is a VFR reporting point. Through pilotage, we can tell the intersecting highways and city congestion. Using dead reckoning, we can also tune to the Greenville VOR just east of our location to establish that that's our location. Your check ride examiner asks you to divert him north to Thomasville Regional Airport. The first thing you need to do is get your best guess heading out. You can do this through a plotter or a compass rose and get a best guesstimate heading. Next, use your wind card to figure out your ground speed. After figuring out our ground speed, we want to measure the distance from our location to Thomasville Regional Airport. Using that, the ground speed and the distance, we then want to calculate our fuel burn and make sure we have enough fuel to get there. As we travel, we want to look for different checkpoints along the way to make sure we're still on track. I hope this video has given you a better insight on the procedures of cross-country deviations. Please feel free to email me any questions you may have. Remember, a good pilot is always learning. See ya.
You're on Bravo, you're short of Victor Alpha, you're beam the Iberian.
The beam Alitalia on the left there.
Beam Alitalia. Alright, just hang on. JetBlue 179?
Yes, sir. We're number 2 holding short of Victor Alpha on Bravo.
Hey, who's the first JetBlue on Bravo short of Victor Alpha?
35.
You're an outbound?
Yep.
Hey, you guys should come up here one day. JetBlue 35, need you to pull it right up there and hold your